Thomas Jefferson. Take it away.
Thomas Jefferson. This is a picture of birthplace of Thomas Jefferson. This is where he lived in Charlottesville, Virginia. And he was born in Charlottesville, Virginia.
It's okay.
This is a picture of Thomas Jefferson.
Thank you.
Thomas Jefferson was born on April 13th, 1743, in Charlottesville, Virginia. He had 9 brothers and sisters. When he was 9 years old, he went to school. He learned Latin, Greek, and French. When Thomas was 16, he went to the College of William and Mary and studied law. Thomas Jefferson married Martha Skelton, and they had 6 children. He loved riding his horse, playing the violin, reading books, and writing letters. Thomas was the 3rd President of the United States. He was famous for writing the Declaration of Independence, directing the Louisiana Purchase of the Lewis and Clark expedition. He was also known for drawing the plans to build his home, Monticello, where people still visit today. Thomas Jefferson died on July 4th, 1826. He was 82 years old. I would not like to live back then. They did not have cars.
Very good. Okay. Mr. Jefferson, do you have something else to show us?
This is how they used to dress back then. I can't see. Do I like that fancy dress that the girl's wearing? I like that boy's one.
Hello?
The black and yellow. Black and yellow. Ooh, I like that. I like the yellow one. Ooh, I like that guy. That guy. I like
You know, pretty fancy clothes for both men and women, don't you think?
Ooh, I love the lady clothes. I like the first lady one. I like the yellow and black one. I like all the boy ones.
Okay, keep listening. Remember, you're thinking of a question you might have for Mr. Jefferson.
Thomas. That's not Mr. That's Mrs. Mrs. Jefferson. Not Mrs. So, this is where he lived in Monticello right here. And okay, now, this is all the stuff that he had right here. Down here. So, that's it.
And tell us now, you were telling us about that's where he lived. Tell us again what state that was.
Virginia.
How about that? You know a little bit about Virginia, don't you?
I have like a coin that has Thomas Jefferson on it, and it says his name, and it's 1 cent.
No.
I can't pass it around.
Pass it around. That would be great. Okay.
He's got his own quarter.
You're going to get to look at it. Does anyone have a question you would like to ask? maybe something that was in the report you weren't sure of, something that you wonder if was learned in studying for the report, just something interesting you would like to ask. Davis, what would you like to ask Thomas Jefferson?
So how did Thomas Jefferson die? He got shot. Oh yeah.
Okay. How did Thomas Jefferson die?
He
Yeah.
got shot. He got shot. I mean, I don't remember.
And you know what?
I remember.
It's perfectly fine just to say not sure or don't know. We wouldn't know everything about each person. Who has a different question? Jake, what would you like to ask?
Before he got killed, what happened before he got killed?
Well, did we say he got killed? Maybe did he just die?
Wait.
So what might have happened before he died? You're not sure? You think he got sick, maybe?
Because this is bigger than all the others.
Okay, what's your question, Ho?
Why is Jefferson's hair so long?
Oh,
This is young Thomas Jefferson.
okay. We can tell by the color, can't we?
No, this is him.
Oh.
Well,
He was a Statue of Liberty?
Mr. Jefferson, if that's you as a young man, when you get older, how will your hair look different? Will the color change? So, do you think you'll change the style? Or do you like it like that always?
I like it like this.
You like it? Turn around. Let's see a real good picture of the back. Wow. Okay, this is young Thomas Jefferson then she's told us. Who else has one more question before we get into our second presentation? Do you have a question?
Me and him have the same kind of colored hair.
You think so? Okay. Well, just a minute. I called on you one time. Let me go over to Katie. Katie M. Do you have a question?
What day? No, when did he die?
He died on He died on 1826.
But what was the date?
July 4th.
Okay, let me ask all of you. You should remember this from what we've studied so far. What else has happened on July 4th? What else have we already studied that happened even before the death of Thomas Jefferson on a July 4th? Jake?
The 4th of July?
The 4th of July, but why do we have the 4th of July?
No, that I don't know.
You don't know? Can you tell us, Jacob,
Jackson has his hand up.
why we celebrate the 4th of July? Okay, can you tell us why we celebrate it?
He's saying he wants me to ask me something.
So just a minute, we're on this question, Larissa.
Because it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s
No. 4th of July has a lot to do with something that this person helped out with long before he was president. It has something to do with something people signed. What was that, Hope?
I forgot what it's called, but he helped sign.
What did he sign, though?
He signed the Declaration of Independence.
He did. And we learned that word declaration means the people were declaring to some person that they wanted to be free. Who did they send that to?
The king.
King who? King George over in England, and said, we want our freedom. And all of those signatures on the Declaration of Independence is what started our country being able to gain our independence. So our birthday is on July 4th in our country, same day Thomas Jefferson died. I think that is a very interesting fact about you. Okay, did you have one more question before we switch?
How did Thomas Jefferson get his own quarter?
Good question.
Don't know.
Do you think that that quarter came into being when he was still around, or is it something that's happened since he's died? I don't know. Looks pretty shiny and new, doesn't it, to you?
Looks pretty old to me.
Well, that was a good question, though. You know what? And some of the rest of you may have other questions.
I just
We're-
got a good question.
You know what? But we're going to save those because we want to hear from Jacob now, and then we're going to get both people back up front for more
Jake
questions.
has a question.
When did he become president?
He became president.
It's on your coin.
Oh.
It's on your coin. On your coin. Remember?
Where's my phone, by the way? It's not on here.
It is. The date's underneath 18 what?
1801 and 1809.
Okay. Let me ask you, today we did a little booklet on Lewis and Clark. There was a date on the front of that. Who remembers what that date was? 18 what? Oh, 1804 to 1806. Who was the president at the time? Thomas Jefferson, because Thomas Jefferson is the one that got Lewis and Clark to go on that expedition to be able to find the Pacific Ocean. Okay, very good. Let's give Katie a great hand. And if you have other questions, we'll come back.